What's up, everyone? Ryan the Vintage Viking. It's been a minute since I've done a video, and I've just been busy. So I have a little bit of a book haul, some stuff that's going to be on an upcoming Whatnot show, so you can see what's going to be on there. You guys can go to Whatnot, bid on that, get these books if you want them. And I have one little unboxing of a kind of an independent author box that I got, so I'll show you guys that. All right, let's start with the unboxing because I have not seen what's in here yet, and it's kind of a cool box. Comes with a biohazard tape on it, a little bloody handprint on the box. Unfortunately, the box came kind of smashed up from through the mail, but let's see what's in it, huh? That's kind of cool. All right. Well, here's what's inside. Need some bloody packing paper. So great packaging. I mean, this little packing stuff is actually pretty cool. It came with postcard, says I like you for your brains. Zombie bite, looks like a drink. An infectious Bloody Mary worth dying for. So I don't know, you guys want to see this? I don't really drink, so I'll leave it there. You can pause it if you're interested. So pickle juice, black pepper, hot sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, lime juice, lemon juice, tomato juice, olive juice, pickle juice. Wow. And apparently a lot of vodka. So that's a pretty cool little thing, though. Came with that. Came with a bookmark. This guy writes some other fantasy stuff too. This is a zombie book. The author is Otto Schaefer. Found this on TikTok, I think, if I remember right. So really cool wrapped book. It's like folded all nice right here and stuff. String. Let's undo it. Looks like there's some stuff in here also, like in the mix. Okay, so some stickers. Some more. This is another sticker. Rust Colored Rain is the name of the book. Looks like these are bookmarks. These are bookmarks. So there, QR code if you want to scan that, check it out. Cool bookmark. Another one. This is Wreck and Ruin book number 1. I like zombie stuff. There's a card with a wax seal on there too. So I'll go ahead and crack that open. Kind of want to keep the seal intact. I don't know why. It's not like I'm a hoarder. I save a lot of stuff for no reason. So I really shouldn't. All right, let's see here. Thank you for your order. So he wrote on the back there, kind of a personalized note. Stock up on toilet paper, board up the windows, and for the love of all things living, always aim for the head. Otto. That's pretty cool. And let's open this bad boy up. It is the hardcover edition. And it is signed. Special signed hardcover edition. So this is a zombie book. Looks pretty cool. The world was ready to defend against an asteroid of epic proportions, but nobody was ready for what came after. On the last day of normal life in Mackinac, Illinois, Oliver McAllister thinks his worst problem is figuring out how to come clean to his wife about the secret he's been keeping from her. Zoe McAllister thinks her worst problem is sneezing in an errand. Sneezing in an errand. Squeezing in an errand at the courthouse before another long day of nursing classes. And worrying about whatever Oliver is hiding from her. Oliver has just started his garbage route when an emergency broadcast announces the arrival of a 10-kilometer long asteroid. A nuclear strike successfully destroys the asteroid and turns the sky into a canvas of crimson clouds. People cheer. They dance in the rust-colored rain falling from the clouds. It seems the apocalypse has been avoided, but the apocalypse isn't happening to people, it's happening inside them. First, their eyes bleed. A ravenous hunger consumes them. Their sanity breaks. Then they become the undead. As the apocalypse unfolds, Oliver battles the undead to rescue a wise beyond her years 6-year-old named Journey and make his way back home, where he hopes he'll find Zoe and safety. Before they can be reunited, Zoe must band together with a group of survivors to dodge the infectious red rains and escape a zombie-infested courthouse. Will Zoe's medical knowledge, Oliver's protective instincts, and Journey's indomitable spirit be enough for them to find safe refuge in this new and frightening world? Will Oliver and Zoe be able to repair their strained marriage? Or will this dire situation push them further apart? Sounds cool to me, so I'm super excited for this one. So Otto Schaefer on TikTok is where I found him. I don't think he's on YouTube, but if he is, I'll try and tag him in the video. This is what I'm going to be reading coming up real shortly. I'm in the middle of 2 books right now. So after those 2 are done, then I'll pick this one up because this one sounds great. So I will probably do a review on it too, because I mentioned to him when I bought it that I would try to do a review for him so he can get some more press, and hopefully that'll be awesome. So that's the first little ditty. A little unboxing. What else did I say I was going to do? It's been a long week. It's been a long month. I'm tired. All right. So if you see this, if you guys like metal music, you'll know. All right. If you guys are metalheads like me, so I picked up a bunch of stuff from thrift stores all over the place. I've been kind of just saving it all for a while. I think I mentioned it in one of the last book hauls that I had a bunch of stuff to go through. So some of those things are going to be some more DAWs. Which way is it going? This way here. Some more DAWs. So I have like, I don't know, 100 DAWs or so, maybe more, up on my shelf over here. And I'll probably have a DAW specific whatnot at some point for those that are really interested in it. There are some here that I haven't seen before. There's some Tanith Lee, there's some Lynn Carter, Arthur Landis, Gordon Dixon, Gerald Klein, John Brunner, some Philip Jose Farmer, Manning, Norville. So I have a bunch of those. So you can keep an eye out for that whatnot. It'll be coming up here sometime soon. This one just looked cool. The Return, Isidore Heiblum, vintage sci-fi, and I don't know the name. Not familiar with it, but it looked like an interesting book. So I'll read the premise. If I want to read it, I'll hang on to it. If not, I will pass it along on whatnot. 2 of the Brian Aldiss. There's a trilogy of these: Heliconia Summer, Heliconia Spring, and Heliconia Winter. And so I have 2 of the 3 right here. I probably have the 3rd one, so I might put these all together and throw them on Whatnot for you guys. Got a couple of these L. Ron Hubbard, Writer of the Future. They're just like an anthology of, or a collection of new authors and little short stories by them. So Catherine Kurtz, Nadine Okafor is in here. Those are the ones that stand out to me. And I got a couple of those. I got Speaker for the Dead, Orson Scott Card. I read Ender's Game recently and I really enjoyed it. And I've heard that this is better than Ender's Game, so I want to get to that part of the series. Shift by Hugh Howey. I don't remember which one this is, but there's a trilogy, Wool, Shift, and Dust, I think. I don't remember which one this is in the series, but I haven't read them yet. I believe there's a Apple TV series, The Silo, that is based on these ones. And I watched part of it. I watched like 2 episodes or something when it first came out, and then I was waiting for like the next week, and I never finished it because I forgot about it. So I want to read those and then watch the show again. These I might look up on eBay. Sometimes these are worth some money. The Falcon. This is book 2, book 3. I don't know. I grab these a lot when I see them for, if they're cheap. It's just a little old school action adventure book. And sometimes these can be valuable. And I'll check it out. Interworld by Isidore Heiblum. Again, I don't know the name, but look at that cover. So looks pretty interesting. Says he stalked a nightmare. Jerusalem Fire by R.M. Melick. So if any of these interest you guys and you're like, I want to pick that up, you want to go on Whatnot. If you don't know what Whatnot is, you can download the app. It is an online auction platform where basically, like, say you went to my page, _vintage_Viking, and you looked at upcoming shows, you could save the show that I'm going to do. And when we do the show, basically what I'm going to do is go, hey, look, I'm putting this one up to start. It's going to be, $3 to start or whatever. And I'll kind of show you the book. It has a little mark right here on the front, an old bookstore sticker on the back. I'll give you the, usually like the date and maybe sometimes who the illustrator is. It's a Jack Galgan cover. Things like that. If I know any details about the book, I'll tell them to you. Check the spine, see how that, give you kind of an overview of the book so you can actually see it, look it over, and if it interests you, you can bid on it. And so when you bid, you're bidding against other people. The auction goes for like 20 seconds, and basically you're just hitting, I want to bid $3, and someone else might go, oh, I want $4, and then it goes $5, and whatever. Usually somewhere around there. So go save the upcoming show. You'll see a lot of these loaded on there throughout the rest of this next week. So Space Ark by Thomas Hubschman. This one looks pretty cool, actually. I love that cover. And this is like an Escape from Earth type book where they have to build this big ship. Space Lash by Hal Clement, formerly known as Small Changes. So if you're familiar with that book, it's the same book. Crazy how some books have 4, 5 names sometimes. Weeping May Tarry, Raymond Jones, Lester Del Rey. Asimov's Choice, The Queen of Zamba by L. Sprague de Camp. Really neat looking. Showing you a bunch of the paperbacks first. The Beast by Robert Stallman, and this is the 3rd book in a trilogy. The Orphan. Forget the Other One and The Beast are the other parts of the trilogy. This is a timescape, so really, really pretty clean. I've heard, like, clean copy here. I've heard these are really, really, really good. The Orphan was really hard for me to find at first. I've found a couple since then, like since I've been kind of on the lookout for them. This one and Timescape I had not found before. So I have a copy. I have a set of my own that I want to read at some point. So this will probably be on Whatnot, since I believe I already have that one. Fire Dancer by Anne Maxwell. And Dancer's Luck by Anne Maxwell. And I believe these go together, so I will probably put them in a little bundle on Whatnot. The Shadow Girl by Ray Cummings. These are kind of the older. Notice how they're a little bit smaller. They're just a hair shorter. Little, like, kind of pulpy ones. Joanna Russ. Souls. You don't find Joanna Russ very often. And check this out. You don't find her very often either. James Tiptree Jr. This is actually another author writing under the pseudonym. Forgetting that what is, I think, pseudonym, right? Writing under the name Alice. I can't remember her last name right now. Probably get spammed in the comments, but if you remember, put it in the comments so others can know. But James Tiptree Jr., those are, you don't come by those books very often either, from her, as well as Joanna Russ. So both of them are fairly unique, and this is a double-sided book, in case you were wondering why I'm flipping it around. It even comes with Bob Schenk, area personal manager, assistant to the regional manager of Del Monte Foods. Business card. Leave that in there for you. So this double-sided book, so half of the book will be Souls, and then you'll flip it over, and the other half will be Houston, do you read? And so as you read along, you just flip-flop to go to the next book. I'll leave that bookmark in there. Oh, wow, another James Tiptree Jr., The Starry Rift. So as I said, they're hard to find. I found a few at this one place, so this is one of them. I found a hardcover one also. We'll get to in a minute. Sherry Tepper, North Shore, The Awakeners, Volume 1. So first in the series. James Blish, Star Trek number 5. I believe he wrote 11 or 12, I think, of Star Trek novels in this series. If I have them all, I will put them in a bundle. If not, I will put the duplicates that I have in, so you guys can pick these up. The Spot of Life, Austin Hall. Looks pretty cool. It's one of another pulpy type one. Interesting. El Sprague de Camp, The Virgin and the Wheels. So you got weird monkey dude with a sword here down there. You got Boob Alert over here. You got lion buff beefcake guy. I don't know. Some of these covers are pretty incredible. But that's El Sprague de Camp. This is a movie, apparently. Meteor. I don't think I ever saw it. But it's a novel by Edmund North. And it was made into a movie starring Sean Connery. So, and Martin Landau, it says on the back. That's interesting. And Harry Fonda. Wow. So, star-studded cast. So, I have not seen that. Anybody seen it? But I'm interested. I like movie tie-in books. So, okay. Old Venus by George R.R. Martin and Gardner Dozois. This is a short story collection from a bunch of different authors. David Brin is in there, Joe R. Lansdale, Garth Nix, and Gardner Dozois. Introducing Gardner Dozois, it says. So there's a bunch of different authors in here, and it's a little compilation. So Joe Haldeman's in here too, also. Mike Resnick, Elizabeth Bear. So there's quite a few in this one. This will be on Whatnot as well. Hardcover. Usually I start paperbacks at $3 and hardcovers at $5. I think it's pretty fair prices. So I also picked up, if you don't know, one of the shows that I love is Sons of Anarchy. So I love it to... I just love Sons of Anarchy. It's a great show. So I got these Boom. They're the graphic novels of all the comics. So all the comics tied in, and I think it's like 1 through 3, you know, and so on. And so I think there's more. I think I'm missing one at the end. But I also have the comics themselves that I picked up. So these are all going to stay with me. I mean, this one's up all the way to 25. There's a bunch of them, a lot of them. And so I don't have them all, and I'd like to get them all at some point. I'm not a huge comic fan, but I do like having certain ones. I have the complete series of 30 Days of Night, and then I think I have a few of the Firefly ones, and I would like to get all the Firefly ones, all the Sons of Anarchy ones, things like that. So The Walking Dead, I'd love to have all of. I don't have any Walking Deads actually, which is insane. So this is going to stay with me. Those are staying with me. I also picked up Suffer the Children. I don't know anything about this one. I think there's another book called Suffer. Yeah, I have another one called Suffer the Children. I think this is the one that I was looking for, and I couldn't remember. And so I saw this one also, and so I just picked it up because I wasn't sure which one it was. So I grabbed both of them. One is by Craig DeLuey, and the other is by Adam Creed. And this one says Introducing DI Staff. So I'm assuming this is like a detective novel of some kind, and I don't remember where I heard this. I think Anda Kent said something about this on one of her videos at one point, and so I kind of put it in the back of my mind that I wanted to find it, because I'm pretty sure it was her talking about it, and if it was, I remember thinking, oh, that sounds really good, I want to read that. So these are going to stay with me because I want to read them first. And I don't like getting rid of stuff that I've read. So if I've read it, I like to hang on to it. So it'll probably stay with me for a long time. Another one that I want to read actually is Run by Rich Restucci. There's a whole series. I think there's at least 3. And these are zombie ones as well. So I love zombie books. And so this one is one that I'm just going to put on my TBR. Which, by the way, TBR is my to be read list, or to be read coming up. By the way, I'm going to do a video at some point of all the books I intend to read throughout the year, or at least a chunk of books I intend to read throughout the year. And so I'll show you guys all those. I'll probably do 100 books or so, because my goal is to read like 150 or so. So maybe I'll do 100 now, and then I'll add 50 on as I go, because sometimes I pick books up and I go, oh, that sounds freaking good. I want to read that now, you know. And it just jumps to the top. Chuck Palahniuk, Lullaby. I don't think I have this one, so this one will probably stay with me. I don't know anything about it. The only Palahniuk I've read is Fight Club. So I think some people have said hit or miss on some of his books, but I have a bunch, and so I figured might as well add this to my collection, and if they're some worth reading, I'll read them. So that's staying with me. Writing Horror, a handbook by the Horror Writers Association. So this has a lot of different stuff in it. It has stuff... Harlan Ellison on the horror writing in society, Joyce Carol Oates, Robert Weinberg. There's a bunch of authors that write about specific things having to do with writing horror books. Now, I've never read a book about writing, but I have, and I ordered this one online, by the way. I have had this desire recently to write, and I don't know where to start. I have ideas, I have thoughts, I have premises sometimes that I think about that I want to do. I just, it plays in my head, sometimes scenes, sometimes, ideas of what would happen to characters, things like that, and they're all just jumbled up. So I don't know what to do to make that refine and do something interesting, or at least get it out of my head so I can go, yeah, that's terrible, I'm never doing that again. I don't know, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna read something like this, or maybe the Stephen King's On Writing, and then just see what happens. I don't know. My daughter's really into writing right now. She's been writing like crazy, and she's really good at it. So I like kind of doing things where we can do together. So it's kind of spurred me to go, yeah, maybe I'll do that. All right. I also picked up, it was stuck together, We Are Legion, We Are Bob. I'm pretty sure there's 3 of these Bob verse ones. I don't really know anything about it. I've just heard it kind of like floating around on the booktube verse, of hearing little things about this book. Don't know if it's good, don't know if it's bad, I don't know, but this is the first time I saw it, so I went ahead and grabbed it. It was $2 at Goodwill. So a buddy of mine gave me this, Isaac Asimov. He got this over in England, he said. Robot Visions. I believe it's a first edition of, if I can get to that page. So first edition, 1990, of all the robot stories, I believe. Robot Visions, the Robot Chronicles, Too Bad, Robbie, Reason, Liar, Runaround, Evidence, Little Lost Robot, The Inevitable Conflict, Feminine Intuition, The Bicentennial Man, Someday, Think, Segregationist, Mirror Image, Lenny, Galley Slave, Christmas Without Rodney, and there's more. I'm not going to keep going. Okay. So, but it's a very nice hardcover book. So this one's definitely staying with me because it was a gift. So I'm hanging on to that one. I also picked up this Vert. I found it at Goodwill, $3. Didn't have the dust jacket. I had actually at one point had I think there's 4 of these, 3 or 4. I had these in my eBay cart at one point. It was like $45, $50 or something for all 3. And I wanted to read it because someone had said, what's the weirdest, like, most strange book you've read? And someone who's not a extreme horror reader said Vert. It's weird. It's super weird. So apparently I think people get high or something by like eating feathers. Certain feathers do certain things or something, like, I don't know, something like that. When I heard the premise back in the day, I was like, it kind of sounds cool. I don't know. So I've been on the lookout. First time I've ever seen it at a thrift store. So I figured, hey, why not? Stephen King's Song of Susanna. This is the next one I'm reading in the Dark Tower series. This is number 6. And so, I didn't have a hardcover of it. So I figured, hey, why not? I'm going to pick that up. It's going to be my next read anyway. So, and I'm trying to get a hardcover of every Stephen King book, that's out there. So looking forward to this one. I'm excited to get to this one. There's 2 more Dark Tower books and then like a spin-off book, I think, or something like that. So I'm ready for that one. I'm in the middle of a very large Stephen King book right now. A very long Stephen King book right now, so I can't start that yet. Just saying. All right. Haunted, Chuck Palahniuk. I also didn't have this one. Heard it was good. Figured I'd grab it for myself. So, I don't know anything about this. Just, it was a sci-fi book that looked kind of cool. It's called Adrift by Rob Bufford. So I think it's about a ship in space that's stranded and they're trying to survive. So that sounds cool to me. I like that. It says it's a character-driven drama, but with a highly suspenseful premise. So we'll see. If it is a just completely character-driven and like, you know, the sci-fi part is like, you know, off and not really part of the story, then it'll probably be boring, but hopefully it isn't. Hey guys, so I ended the video and it was really long. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it into a couple sections. So I'm going to end the first section right here. I'll put up a part 2 after, and then possibly a part 3 because it was really long. So stay tuned for those next ones coming up. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.